All right, let's talk about Scottie's swing because it has changed and I am definitely concerned. So let's break down his backswing. My swing coach that I work with, he's very connected in the pro golf circle and works with guys out there. And he even told me last summer, fall, that his workout guy is trying to get him to make these changes in his body and his golf swing, and he was not a fan. Like, he was fading Scottie even as early as last fall, and I think we're starting to see the culmination of that. There's really only two ways to really derail yourself if you get to the heights Scottie has. One is an injury, and you just can't swing the club the way you used to, which is obviously super tragic. Two is if you start tinkering too much or you listen to someone in your camp that you shouldn't be listening to and you're just trying to push the envelope, which I get it, it's tough because it's a game that you're trying to perfect. You're always trying to push the limits or else you probably wouldn't have been there to begin with. But I just didn't think Scottie was going to be the one that was going to try to change things, and his backswing is for sure different. So let's take a look. I mean, his strokes gain numbers are plummeting like a rock right now, and it's just like, it hurts to watch, honestly, because it's been generational what he's done lately. So this is the older Scottie from even just last year, and let's preface with this. There's a million ways to deliver the golf club, but matchups are extremely important, and a matchup is your backswing better be in sync with what you're trying to do in transition to deliver the club. Like, A better go along with A, and you better not have an A backswing and try to swing it like a C in the downswing. It's just not going to work. And for Scottie, very long hands, very on top of the golf ball, and then he would create space by having his lower body go to the target, but that gave him time to then deliver the club squarely. So he was very on top of it, and he created space by going left. And his quote-unquote Scottie slide, that was his go-to. And it's worked unbelievably since I played with this guy in AJJ Invitationals when I was like 13, 14 years old, and he was beating up on everyone back then. This is a good example here. Just look at the length of the hands in the backswing. And then he's going to go and shift left. We just saw it with that iron, but it gives him space to operate and square that club face. Now we have to operate and square that club face. Now we have a different guy, and that's a video for another time of why would he have done this? But he has a much shorter backswing. It's much more open, and he doesn't have the time to square the club face if he's going to have the same transition he's had probably for 10, 15, 20 years. So let's just pay attention to how much shorter, if this thing will do what I want it to do. Okay, so look how much shorter those hands are. It's much more rotation of the upper body and a shorter backswing. Much shorter backswing. You can probably barely see his foot there, but it doesn't slide. It doesn't have the Scottie slide. It's less slide. It's going to require much more rotation and less slide with his lower body. So it's just a different golf swing. It's going to be required based on what he's doing with the backswing. And it's going to lead to a ton of pushes. And so Brandel had a graphic here last night, and you can see it's just two very different players. The guy on the right, much longer arm length, much longer hands. He's going to give himself enough time with his leftward shift of the lower body to square that up. The guy on the left, much more open club head. It's shorter. He's just not going to be able to have enough time to square that up, and he's going to hit blocks. And he's had more blocks in this season. I think he has in the last 4 years combined. I saw some graphic on that. So just that saying, like, this is a different swing. That if he's going to commit to this shorter backswing, then he's going to have to swing it differently in transition. And that scares me. Like, let's just